stressed when you look at your huge credit card debt that you owe? Do you ask yourself, are there other strategies that I can implement along with the debt avalanche method to get rid of this credit card debt? I'm here to tell you that there are 3 strategies that you can implement along with the debt avalanche method to get rid of that credit card debt and also to save money in your pocket. The debt avalanche method and the debt snowball method are 2 methods that are frequently used to eliminate credit card debts. The debt avalanche method is a mathematical method, and it is the most efficient because it maximizes the amount of interest that you will save in your pocket. Now, the way the debt avalanche method works is the fact that you will list your credit card debt with the highest interest rate first and going down to the lowest interest rate being listed as the last debt. And what you'll do, you will pay the minimum on all of the credit card debts except the highest one, and whatever money you have left over, you're going to tackle that high interest rate debt to get rid of it. Now, the debt snowball method is opposite. You are going to list the debts that you owe from the smallest amount to the largest amount. The debt snowball method is the method that is slowly based on the motivational response you will get, and so we usually label it as the psychological method because it's all about the drive and the hype that you're going to get and the thrill from knowing that you get rid of one debt and now you're down to however amount you have. Say, for instance, if you started out with 4 debts and you get rid of the lowest one first, then now you have 3 debts to contend with. And so you get that motivation from that, like, yes, I'm getting there to the finish line, but you're not actually saving money in your pocket when you use this method. I'm a finance graduate who understands money and debt. I am also a high school math teacher that deals with problem solving. Along with those 2, I am also a professional pattern maker that deals with systems and designs. With my expertise and my experience with debt, a debt that I never created, I have come up with strategies that I'm using to get rid of that debt. And I'm going to show you how you can apply these strategies so that you can get out of debt. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, you can also click the link below where you can book a one-on-one call with me so I can help you to get out of debt. The big enemy here is not the amount of debt that you owe. You might think so, but actually it is not. It is simply the interest rate that that debt is carrying. And if this interest rate is high, you're going to feel it a lot in your pocket when it comes to the amount of money that you are giving back these credit card companies per month. I'm going to show you strategies that you can implement so that you can stop giving these credit card companies this huge amount of money monthly for interest. So let's get right into it. The first strategy is to negotiate. Yes, you are going to open your mouth and you're going to call these credit card companies and you're going to negotiate with them. Ask, ask, ask. If you don't ask, you won't know. It is better to try than not try and not know. So you're going to call them and ask them nicely, since you have been with them for X amount of years, if they would be kind enough to lower the interest rate on the credit card and hear what they say. Sometimes they will put up your profile and see that, okay, you're in good standing order, and they will actually lower the interest rate for you. And that would be great if they honor your request and lower your credit card interest rate for you. Then you will now not having to give them too much money in interest on that actual debt. Now, sometimes you can also even ask them if they will lower the amount owing, but in most cases, they're not going to lower the amount of money owing. I have been in that situation where I called them and they never lowered the amount of money, owed, but they lower the interest rate for me. That's one strategy that you can use along with the debt avalanche method. Remember that while using the debt avalanche method, you are going to list the credit card that is carrying that highest interest rate. So if they reduce your interest rate, maybe that is not going to be that same card that has a high interest rate anymore compared to your other cards. So you still have to go back on your spreadsheet and rearrange your debt according to the new interest rate that you are being given by this credit card company. Also, if you are a civil service member and you are in the military or so, you are protected by the SCRA. The SCRA is the Service Member Civil Relief Act. And because you have a credit card debt or any debt in general, you are only allowed to be charged a maximum of 4% on your credit card debt. So you may want to look into that. And also, as a sidebar, if you are in a situation where you are not able to pay your mortgages, you will not have to file for bankruptcy because this act will protect you, and so you will not lose your house. So these are the things that you need to know if you are a service member, where you can simply utilize the SCRA and be better at saving money in your pocket. Let's move on to the next strategy. Strategy number 2 is that you are going to apply for a balance transfer. So even though you call the credit card companies and you negotiate to get a lower interest rate, you can still apply for a balance transfer on a different credit card. And then when you are doing the balance transfer, you will transfer that interest rate that is the highest from whatever credit card it is to this balance transfer credit card. And the way it works is that they will charge you a fee of sometimes 4%, 5%, depends on the credit card company itself for that actual transfer. And they will tell you whether that 0% is going to be for 12 months or it is going to be for 18 months. Another thing they might say is that we can't give you a 0%, but we will definitely give you maybe a 1.9% on either purchases or even on the transfer for that duration. But what I want you to look at is that you're going to compare. If you have a credit card debt of 20% and you are doing a balance transfer and the fee that they're charging you is going to be, say, 5%. Now, with that 5% fee on that credit card that is at 20%, you're going to be paying $1,000 for that transfer. So let's compare this balance transfer fee of $1,000 at the $20,000 that you're going to transfer over to this new credit card. And let's say, for instance, that the interest rate on that credit card that's carrying that debt of, say, $20,000 is at 23.24%. That interest that you will be paying on that $20,000 for the 23.24% is going to be $394.76. Now, that's a huge amount of money in interest alone that you will be giving this credit card company per month on that $20,000 debt. So let's compare also, because I like to work with the numbers. I like to shrink the numbers and show you where you can save and how much you're saving, right? So initially, the high interest credit card debt that you have is the 23.24%, right? You try to do a balance transfer, and now is, say, the fee for the balance transfer is going to be 5%. You do your math there. 23.2% versus 5% is a whole lot of difference. All right, that's 18.24% difference. Not only that, doing that balance transfer is a one-time fee that you're paying, because once that 0% expires in that 12 months or the 18 months, you're going to transfer that to another card if you're not able to pay off that debt. But if you are able to pay off the debt, say you get some extra money or so, you can pay off that debt and then you won't have to do another balance transfer. But I have been in a situation already where I have to be juggling the balance transfer thing, and I actually call myself the balance transfer juggler. So once I was doing that, I had another credit card at a 0%, and I would transfer that balance that I have on that just to make sure that I'm not being charged that new APR that credit card will be carrying. Sometimes it's maybe something about, say, 20% or something less, maybe in the teens, but still you don't want to be charged that hefty credit card interest rate. So I would transfer it to another card if I know I can't pay off the total balance that would be remaining on that card. And I would suggest that if you're looking to do this, to transfer it to another card, I'll suggest that you will start looking at least 2 months before that promotion would expire, so that you have adequate amount of time to send that transfer over before the actual due date for that credit card, because it takes a while. Some credit card companies, it takes say 10 to 14 business days for that transfer to go through. So you don't want to get caught up where you wait for the expiration date and then you're going to do the transfer. You want to do it way in advance so that you are not being charged any interest on that balance. Now let's do the math also. If you are paying the $394.76 per month in interest on that debt, and you times that by 12, that's a whopping $4,737.12. Compare that to the $1,000 that you paid for the transfer fee. So you can see there that you actually save yourself $3,737 there. So I would suggest that you would apply this strategy and use it for the balance transfer to get rid of that credit card that you have that is carrying the highest interest rate. Now let's get into the third strategy. The third strategy is simply to take out a loan. If you are a member with a credit union, you can take out a loan, a personal loan, that in most cases is going to be less than the actual credit card interest rate. And let me say this to you, if it is not less than the actual credit card interest rate that you are carrying, then don't bother to take that loan. Because do the math. If your interest on that personal loan that you're taking out from the credit union is not less, obviously you're going to be paying more. And they also charge a fee when they are actually doing that transaction. The other option is that if you don't have a credit union and you have a 401k or a 403b retirement investment account, then you can take out a loan against that account. And once you take out that loan against the account, it is usually less than the actual fixed return that you will have on that investment. And sometimes the fixed return is somewhere between a 7 and a 7.5%. So the loan that you would take out on your retirement investment account is usually below that 7.5% that you'll be getting. It's always less. It's never the same. I must say to you that the more the loan amount is the less your interest rate will be on that loan, and also on the duration, because if you take it out for a year, it's going to be a less interest rate than if you take it out for 2 years. So you want to look into that and weigh your options. And if you need help on that, you can go back and watch my video here, and that will tell you how you can borrow from yourself and save yourself some money. So those are the 3 strategies that you can use along with the debt avalanche method, so that you can save yourself money in your pocket while you are eliminating your debt. A bonus strategy that you can use if you're not able to negotiate, or if you're not able to do a balance transfer, or if you're not able to do a loan, is that maybe you can apply for an extra job, or you can simply start a side hustle or start your own business where you can make extra money. And if you're a teacher, then you have the option where you can teach summer school, and that summer school money can go towards you getting rid of the credit card that you have that is carrying a high interest rate. So that's another option that you can use so that you can reduce the amount of money in interest that you are paying these credit card companies monthly and help you to eliminate that debt faster. So in conclusion, now that you know the 3 strategies that I have laid out that you can use along with the debt avalanche method to eliminate your debt, I hope that you will apply them whenever you can so that you can get rid of that high interest credit card debt. We don't want to be giving back these credit card companies these extra money that we need to apply to other debts and thus be debt free faster. They are getting money from you using the compounded effect, if it is say 23% or more, while you have your money there in your 401k or your 403b and you're getting 7%. Why not also utilize the loan option and use that to get rid of your high interest credit card debt? With that being said, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit that like button and share this with others around the world so they too can utilize the strategies along with the debt avalanche method and get rid of the high interest credit card and save themselves some money in their pocket. It's all about save, 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 save. And as I stated before, the enemy here is not the amount of debt, it is the interest rate that you are being charged, and in turn leads to the amount of money that you are giving these creditors for interest every month. Save, save, save. Utilize these strategies and get out of debt faster. You don't want to continue this stressful life because trust me, I'm in it and I know. The difference is that I did not create this debt. And even if you created the debt, you can look back when you get out of debt and you will have that financial freedom to buy whatever it is that you want so you can have a better life. Thank you for watching and see you soon on the next video to come. Bye now.